Welcome back to Wives on the Island. I'm Alyssa.
And I'm Jessica. And today we're going to catch up. Then we're going to discuss daycares and if we put our children in them or if we didn't and why. Then we are going to go into the Dancing with the Stars, Wicked Night, because we definitely have some thoughts on that. So let's get started. How was your week?
It was okay. Everybody in my house has been sick and I'm like the last man standing. And I have been for a while, so I'm like, I think I'm through it. But yeah, it was rough. And I'm pretty sure I know how it started. I took my daughter to this like gymnastics thing. It's not like her normal gymnastics place that she goes to. It's like this other place that it's like open gymnastics. And it was funny. I was telling another mom there because she was leaving for a trip the next day, and she was like, "Oh, maybe I shouldn't have brought her son here the day before a trip." I go, "Yeah, I like hate doing that. Like I don't like these kind of things, but I just wanted to get her exposure." Sure enough, she got sick, and my son has asthma. He's had it since he was 15 months, and I just noticed that she was just breathing a little weird Saturday, and I took her to the doctor, and her oxygen was pretty low. And like, if your kid has any kind of like asthma, the Apple Watch, like you could take your oxygen on here, and it's really helped. Like, it's not 100% accurate, but it gives you a rough idea of like if it's low, mid, anything like that. It worked. We gave her a Buterol. She did that for 24 hours and it was getting better. But then good. Saturday, my husband started not feeling great. And Sunday they went to Talladega for the NASCAR race.
I thought that's where they got sick. When you told me they were sick, I assumed that your son and husband got it at Talladega.
No, unfortunately they did not, because it happened. My daughter was sick before that, got my husband sick, and then they drove there, and my husband was like halfway through the race, like my son just could not hang because he was getting sick. So I felt bad, like he didn't even really get to enjoy it, because he came home and I was like, "How was it?" He was like, "Not good." He's like, "We sat too close because so they couldn't see like the cars the whole time
going around." Oh,
they only saw like the 15 seconds that it went by, and like a lap is a minute, so 45 seconds of like doing nothing.
Right.
And then he started not feeling well, and it was just, one after the other. He was tired. Yeah, but I was like, now we know what we, we
can't go out when we have things to do.
Exactly.
We can't go
no, seriously. I'm genuinely like thinking about keeping my daughter home from school, because they also just sent a notification that there's been some hand, foot, and mouth things, and I'm like, I gotta go to my brother's wedding. I cannot be dealing with this.
Yeah, that's right. You can't do that. Yeah.
I was like, I know she's not going to school for like the whole week before, because it's like election day and she has off, so she only goes 2 days. But I was like, oh my God, I don't know what
I'd
to
keep
do.
her home. I'd keep her home next week.
So I'm mystery reader on Tuesday, and then Thursday she has her Halloween parade. I know, and I feel really bad like having.
Can you just bring her to the parade? Like,
I think.
And then take her home.
Yeah, I don't know. I gotta see.
Hand, foot, and mouth. That's like a 10-day.
I know.
It's like 10 days and longer.
I gotta talk to. If it's bad. I know, I gotta talk to my husband about it. But I've been taking Airborne every day and like staying super hydrated, and I've been fine. So
I'm happy. Yes. No sickness for you.
Me too. And it was so sweet. Like, seriously, I want to thank my husband, because when was it? Monday. My daughter doesn't have school, so she was home. We kept my son home from school, and then my husband took a sick day, and he was like, I just want to go to Whole Foods to see their prepared lunch. So he's like, I'll go get. Oh no, why did he? Oh, he had an Amazon return.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, I have to go to Whole Foods because they were going to like charge you if you go anywhere else. And he's like, I need to go to Whole Foods to get a free return. And he ended up getting me, he knows I love the almond butter from there because it's like freshly churned. So he got me almond butter. He got me egg rolls, because we got egg rolls from the Chinese place last week and they were not good. And no, that was the wonton soup. Loki got food poisoning from the wontons because the pork was not cooked through. But no, the egg rolls were so bad. So he got me like egg rolls from Whole Foods, which were really good. And then he got me like a fruit tart, because he's like, he knows that fruit tarts are like one of my favorites. And he's like, just thank you for taking care of us, And I was like, oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, I thought you were going to tell me he got you one of those like immune shots, like the immunity shots that they have at Whole Foods. I was like, how nice is that? He's like, don't get sick. But that is,
no, he got
sweet.
me
Yeah.
He got the Airborne, though. He got the Airborne. My mom sent Zycam to the house for me, so Yeah, I've been feeling fine, and that was it. I was like, okay, I've made it through.
Yeah.
I also want to tell you, really funny is that today my son was, I picked him up from school and he can get himself out of the car seat and he had an eyelash on his face. And do you do the thing with your kids where you're like, oh, you have an eyelash, like, and make a wish?
Make a wish and blow, yeah.
Yes. So I always have him do that too. So I was like, okay, make a wish. And he blew it and he's like, is it going to come true? I was like, well, did you make a wish? And he's like, no, I just blew on it. I go, well, okay, make a wish now. And he's like, okay. I go, what are you going to wish for? And he's like, for another baby. And I was
That's
like,
the second time he said that.
he really wants another one, like another sibling. And I'm
He's
like,
going to have to wait until he gets a kid because that's when
I
that's
know.
happening.
It makes me nervous because as you and I have discussed, like my dog is 13 years old and once she's gone, that's it for us on the animal front. But I'm like nervous that I'm going to have to keep it going because it's that or a child, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I hope that like maybe he realizes if it's just the two of us, we could do more because it's more like financially friendly, you know, because we cannot afford 3 children right now or possibly ever. I mean, we could, but it would be like we would live very different lives, you know? So.
Yep.
But yeah, I was like, what? And then I told my husband, he was like, what is with you? He's like, you really want another one? And like, he really wants another sister too.
Wow.
And listen, I love my daughter.
Not 2 of them. You don't want 2 of them.
No. And I know you have 2.
Like that. I have 2, but I can't imagine having a son and then 2 girls. Like that's just...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love my daughter. She's so much fun. The first year was like so rough. 1 to 2 was a little better, but still rough. And 2, it started out really rough, but it's getting so much better now that she's able to talk and communicate. Yeah, it's like we've gotten to the point where I'm like, this is enjoyable finally. Like I'm loving it. We're in such a good phase right now. And she still has her temper tantrums, you know, she has those big feelings. Yeah. She's 2. And everybody's like, oh, well, things will get better when she can talk. And I'm like, it has. But the thing is she just does not like to be told no. It doesn't matter, like, if she can talk, if she could do this, if it doesn't matter. She'll be 21 and she'll still be a handful because she doesn't like to be told no. It's just, that's who she is, you know? Yep. So, but we've gotten to the point where it's, like, a lot of fun. But, like, do I want another one I can't have 2 of her. That would break me. It would break me. I can't do it again.
It's funny.
But I could do another easy baby. If it's an easy baby, yeah, but like
but you don't guarantee. Yeah, there's no guarantee that you get an easy
exactly.
Baby. There's no guarantee.
Yeah. So that's what I've been dealing with the past couple of days. Sickness, and my son wants me to have another kid and it's not happening. How have you been?
I've been actually pretty good. I'm on my second week of physical therapy in the water. So that's been a lot of fun. It's so much fun. Like I said, I love the water. I love it. And I love the smell of the chlorine. Like I'm in love. I go in today was like, it's a little harder because so I have to do like core exercises as well. I don't know why, but apparently it's supposed to help with the tailbone. I don't know, your core. And so like they have like, you put a kickboard in the water and you push and pull and it's like really hard. Like my arms were on fire and I have weak little arms. Well, they're big, but they're weak. And she was like, do your arms hurt? And she got out of the pool to help somebody else, like the lady who had wrapped up before me. She was just showing her like exercises she could do at home. So I was like, I'm doing it. And she's like, oh, you could stop. I'm sure your arms are burning. And I was like, yes, they are. But I just kept going because she told me to go. So I was doing it. But it is so much fun. My physical therapist is like the nicest lady in the whole wide world. I'm debating if I want to get like because it's like it's part of like Gwinnett Parks, like at the pool. So I think for like the whole year, it's like $160 to be a part of the pool. But the issue is if I swim, I would want to do it either before. It would have to be before or after work. You know what I mean? Like it would have to be before. And when we lived in Marietta, I used to do the YMCA. I used to go before work. Mm-hmm. But during this, like I think until Christmas or maybe it's Thanksgiving, the high schools do their swim team at that pool. So they're there from 6 o'clock until like 8 o'clock. They were there. So I was like, I can't do that because I have to be I'm at work.
But is it like closed down?
Yeah, it's closed. Well, it's closed for the high schools so that the high schools pay them to be there. So they close it down. And then I do my physical therapy from 2 to 3, and then at 3 o'clock, the other high schools come in. So they have like morning high schools, and then they have some afternoon high schools. So,
Gotcha.
yeah. So, like when I was there, I was there on Tuesday, and she usually always goes over. Because, like, for 10 minutes, she has me just put a pool noodle around my waist and I just float in like 12 feet of
Yeah.
water. So that was the end. But they started coming in. So she put me, like, right in the corner and she was like, just bend your legs and float. And I was like, okay. And they were coming in and it was so funny because, like, I don't know who she was. She was like the coach's wife or something, but she was coaching them at first. I don't think the coach was there yet. She was yelling. She was like, practice started 5 minutes ago. Why aren't you in the water? And it was like flashbacks of like my coaches because I would wait until the last minute because the water was cold and I didn't want to get in. And I was like, oh, my cap doesn't fit right. I would like just waste time.
Yeah.
And she was like not having it. She was like yelling, and my physical therapist was like, "She's intense." And I was like, "Yeah." I was like a little bit, so it was fun. But yes, I had that. I did that again today. I had physical therapy again today, and then today I also had my. When you were texting me, I was at the surgeon's office for my arm lump.
Yes.
So it's going to be removed on November 21st. So I'm excited about that. But they're going to do it in the office. He was like, yeah, because it's literally like right here. Like it's just like a little nice
What
little
are they
lump
going
right
to
here.
do?
So they're going to Novocaine it and then they're going to slit it open and just. Have you ever seen like Dr. Pimple Popper when they take out the cysts? He said that's pretty much what they're going to do.
Yes.
And he goes, and then they'll sew me up. So I had to call my husband because I was like, so if it was on my left arm, we'd be good to go. But it's on my right arm. So I'm going to need you to drive me. Because after he was like, it's going to hurt to just move it around. You're just going to want to take it easy for the first like 2 days because it's on it's on my right hand and I'm right-handed. So yeah, so I'm going to do it on the 21st. I'm excited about that.
Are you?
I am. I'm excited to get it removed because I feel it all the time and it freaks me out. And I know that it's not there, but it freaks me out because,
Well, it
it's
is
just,
there. But
yeah, but I mean, like, because I know it's nothing, but it still freaks me out. And he was like, the reason that he was like, we don't have to remove it. And I was like, no, we do. And he was like, but it's just fatty tissue. It's fine. And I was like, no, I feel it all the time. I said, like, if I move my arm, I feel it. So he was like, well, that's because it's literally on your bicep. So anytime you flex, like you just feel it. And I was like, yeah, so I need to get it removed. So I'm excited about that. I'm hoping that he'll let me watch, but I don't think he will, but I'm hoping he will. Because you know me, I love me some surgery, so I want to watch it.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch the Novocaine because the needle freaks me out, but yeah, because he's going to have to do it. Like, he was like, I'm going to have to he goes, that's going to actually be the part that hurts the most. And the only reason that I'll do it in the office is if you promise me you could sit still and take that. And I was like, I promise. Because I don't want to go under. Because if it was like when I did my colonoscopy and they just give you propofol and you fall asleep for 30 minutes, that would be perfect. But they're going to need to do put me fully under anesthesia. And I have really
Why
bad.
does that bother you?
When I wake up, I am freezing. Like when I convulsively shake, and so I hate it. And I'm not going to do that it's a 20-minute procedure. Why would I go through all that for a 20-minute procedure? So I was like, no, it's okay. And he was like, oh, that's good. He was like, because what did he say? How did he say it? He was like, oh, that's good because it's a lot of paperwork when you have to do surgery. I was like, okay.
Oh my gosh.
And he was like, and it's cheaper for your insurance to just do it in the office. And I was like, yeah, you're probably right. And he was like, no, I am, because you have to pay for an anesthesiologist. I'm thinking to myself, I've already used with this tailbone stuff. I've used all my deductible, so technically it'd be free.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So that's pretty much been it. But I do have to tell you this story about my daughter and how I almost disowned her. My youngest daughter. I love her so much. But she was a little mean to me the other day.
Oh my gosh. I'm not surprised.
I know. I was talking to her and I don't know what it was. I did something and I had taken off my bra and she was like, are they supposed to go like that? I was like what? And she was like, they're not really high. They hang a little bit. And I was like, First of all, I have B cups. They're not going anywhere. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have big, long boobs or anything like that. So I was like, that is so mean. And she goes, they're just not high like mine are. And I was like, one day yours will sag. I was like, because you
Yeah.
will have kids and breastfeed and maybe not even breastfeed. You could just pump or not use it at all. But guess what? They still sag. And she was like, oh, okay. Then today, I I totally forgot that I had a meeting at like 3:30, and the lady, my physical therapist, was like, I want to try two new things for you. So can you stay a little bit longer? And I was like, yeah. I started at 1. Like my physical therapy started at 1, and usually it ends around like 1:15. I mean 2:15. So I stayed in the water until about 2:30, 2:45. She was having me do some other stuff, and then we were just kind of shooting the shit till like 3 o'clock. So I get out, dry myself off, and I have my work phone, and I looked, and it was like meeting at 3:30, and I was like, oh god, I gotta go. So I took off my bathing suit, threw on a t-shirt, threw on sweatpants, no underwear, just throw it on, because I was gonna go home in my bathing suit and all that stuff, but then I was like, I have to be in a meeting, so I can't have like wet clothes.
Yeah.
So I do my meeting, and it's like this is how it is. And so I was like,
Yeah.
so I tell my daughter, I was like, I forgot all about my meeting. I had to get home and I was like, and then I was like worried because I didn't have a bra on, and she was like, well, they're kind of low, so nobody can see that she didn't have a bra on. And I was like,
gosh.
bro, that is she's so mean. So mean. They're not that
God.
low. They're not. They're
What is
normal
with her
size.
insulting
My feelings
you?
were hurt. And I was like, whatever. It's like, whatever.
You know,
so now I have to buy push-up
it's-
bras. I'm gonna have to buy
Oh my
push-up
gosh.
bras.
You know, it's funny that you mentioned this because I literally just texted one of my friends and I sent her a text. I go, is it me or do you feel like everybody is getting their boobs done right now? Like all the influencers, like everybody.
They are.
I just feel like everybody is getting their boobs done. And like for the record, I have mine done, but I got them done in January 2017, almost 8 years ago.
Yeah.
And I texted her because she has hers done too. And I was like, so shout out to us for being like ahead of the trend and getting, even though like everybody's always gotten their boobs done, like obviously, you know.
Right.
But I just feel like everybody's like on Ozempic or something right now and losing weight. So then, you know, they lose their boobs.
Their boobs and their
then,
butt. Yeah.
And then they get a boob job. And it's like so, it's just, I feel like it's just like through the roof right now. And I'm just like, I mean, I get it. Like I did it, so I'm not like shaming you,
Right.
but it's like I feel like just everybody is doing it, and I just like hope that everybody's doing it for the right reasons. Because you know, I am very like bottom heavy, and I just want it to be proportionate. And every time I tell people that I have a boob job, they're like shocked because
because
they're
you can't tell. They're not like
it looks. Yeah, they're not super big. They're just proportionate. They look like they
fit your
belong
body.
to me.
That's it. Yep.
Exactly. I will say that they don't sag even after 2 pregnancies.
There you go.
I will say just a little bit because of the pumping with my daughter. The second one did me dirty on both like.
Yeah,
on
well, I
honestly
mean, and
everything.
that's the other thing. The thing that pisses me
It's
off.
her fault.
It's her fault. And it is strictly her fault because before her, I had boobs and a butt. And I don't even have a butt anymore because she took it. Have you seen, I mean, my youngest daughter has like the best butt in the whole wide world, and it's because she took it from me. And I don't, you know, there's nothing I could do about it. But I was telling her that I don't know that I would ever get them done. But
Your boobs?
yeah, but maybe a lift, like just keep what I have, because this is the other thing. Mine are going away because I've lost weight. And I used to be a C. And then I went to get fitted for a new bra, and the lady was like, oh, you're a B. And I was like, bitch, no, try it again. I was like, because I was just a C. And she was like, if you could put your hand in the cup, you're not a C. And I was like, yeah.
Okay.
So
hurt my feelings.
yeah, right. So I was like, maybe I might lift. I mean, I won't, because again, I don't want to go under the needle, but I mean, under the knife, but I would love a nice little lift. You know what I mean? If I was going to do it, I would lift and, you know, lift. But you know what? I don't even need that because I have I get push-up bras and just be content with that. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, she just hurt my feelings. And I'm thinking to myself,
that's
like,
a little rude.
you're not going to be young forever. You know what I mean? Like, I know I was cocky too. I gave my mom, when I outgrew her boob size, I was like, here, you could have my old bras because they don't fit me anymore. And she was like, okay, guess what? I could go get them back because now we're both B cups. And it's hurtful. It hurt my feelings because, you know, it was
I
rough.
understand.
And I was like, I have to share that.
My mom actually had before me as well huge boobs, like D's.
Really?
Yeah, they did not get passed down to me, obviously. I got my boobs from like my dad's side, which is crazy because it's the Hispanic, it's the Peruvian and Puerto Rican side, you think. But I feel like, and like no shade to my Puerto Ricans out there, but it's very common for like them to have smaller boobs and bigger butts. It's just like how it goes, and that's how I was. So that's why I wanted my boobs done for proportionate.
Yeah.
But like I have a boob job, my aunt got a boob job, my grandma has a boob job.
Really?
It's like, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's just like, I didn't even know my grandma had them done until like obviously after I had them or I was about to get them done. I don't know. I can't remember, but I really didn't know until I was like an adult.
Oh, wow. Well, it's so funny because I laugh because my mom has small boobs. Like I said, she's a B cup and I'm now a B cup. I was a C cup. At my biggest, I was a nice C cup. Mm-hmm. But my dad's side of the family, I'm pretty sure my aunt is a triple F of some sort. Like her boobs are massive. My grandmother's boobs, massive. On my mom's side, her sisters have big boobs. My grandmother had big boobs. I was like, where did you come from? And how come we didn't get any of that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure my aunt is like a quadruple D or something, or an H or something like that. Like I could put her bra on as a hat. Like that's how big her boobs are. And I didn't get any of that.
You know, some people that, because like a lot of people that have boobs like that, like my sister-in-law, who I could say her name because she co-hosted with us that one time, Heather.
Yes.
She has huge boobs too, and she's like, I wish I could get like a reduction. You know,
so it's like it's all. We worked with a girl who got a reduction, and she said it was the greatest thing in her whole life. I'll say her name and then you cut it out.
Yeah, I know who it is. Yeah.
So yeah, and I see her all the time, and I was like, how do you feel about that stuff? I mean, I feel like she still has boobs, but I'm like, how do you feel about that? She's like, I feel great, and so I'm like,
yeah.
Okay. But then I have a friend who I went to high school with. She was an A cup our whole life. Like growing up, A cup. She had 3 children. She's probably like a triple D now. And I was like, where did that come from? Where? Like
That's crazy.
I don't even want big ones. I'd like a healthy D is really where I would want to go. Like just a nice D. If I was going to do it. That's it.
Yeah, and that's like I said, that's nobody would ever really be able to tell. Mine's are just like exactly what you said that you wanted. It's like just proportionate, you know?
And now I feel like back when boob jobs were big the first time, I want to say it was like Pamela Anderson boob jobs. So they like, you could tell that they were fake.
Yeah.
But like now I feel like they've gotten better to where they look more natural, you know?
Yeah. Now there's like under the muscle
and stuff like that.
Silicone, saline, like teardrop, halfway. Like there's so many different things now that they do to make it look more natural.
And I have a friend who she was born, well, I mean, when she developed, one boob developed and the other one didn't. So
she got one implant?
She got one implant. And it's so funny because I call her my favorite flotation device. So I don't know why, but I've always called her that. But hers looks, both of them together, like if you see them together, you would never know that one of them was fake and one of them was real. Like that's how good it looks. And I was like, if I was going to do that, that's how it would be because it looks real. I don't want Pamela Anderson boobs.
Yeah. This also reminds me of something really funny because I have a boob job, I didn't necessarily have to wear a bra a lot of the times, but like my nipples would still show or just like they wouldn't sit as high as I wanted them to, but like a bra would just, it wasn't, back in your early 20s and you're wearing a little, scandalous things. So I bought like body tape, like boob tape that it's like a roll and, you could like kind of move them
lift them up a little
take
bit,
them down. Yeah. So I'm not doing that anymore, obviously, because like one, I'm a mom, like I'm not wearing that. And like, where am I going to wear that? And now I use my boob tape as mouth tape. That's how I know I'm old.
That's so funny. I love that so much. I don't know why, but that is so funny.
I was like, why am I buying mouth tape?
When you have boob tape, you could just pop it out.
Yeah, well, even without that, I was like, why? Isn't it crazy? I mean, listen, I love it, and I think it really helps me, like, get into my deep sleep, and I sleep so well. But then I'm like, this is a scam, because you're literally paying To tape your mouth shut?
I saw that on TikTok that some lady was like, why are you guys buying mouth tape when you could, I didn't know, I don't know if it was boob tape, but she had like, it looked like an ace bandage. I know it wasn't because it stuck to her mouth, but yeah, and she was like, when you could just buy this for so much cheaper. And I was like, oh.
Honestly?
Do you cut a hole in it though a little bit?
No.
So that you could,
No,
I feel that's what
purpose.
scares me about my tape. I don't know that I could have my mouth. I would have to put like the little slit in it so I could breathe.
But then there's no point. You're not supposed to get any air through your mouth when you're breathing. The tape is breathable though. Like if I like were to like breathe, kind of like blow, it would go through. It wouldn't.
But if you like cough,
stop. Yeah, coughing, you can't do too much. You can get one or two coughs. But if like you're like congested or you have a bit of a
you
cough,
don't do
like,
it.
no.
Yeah.
No. That you gotta sit it out. But if it's just like you're,
I'm gonna have to try it. So I'll buy some boob tape and put it on my mouth.
Yeah, so that's what like I did because I like saw it in my like not my medicine cabinet because it's like a floor to ceiling kind of deal.
Right.
But I was like I should just use this for my mouth tape because like why am I buying this when I already have something like that and it literally does the same thing. So yeah, now I use my boob tape as mouth tape and
I love it.
I feel super old.
There's so many things that make you feel super old, and it's like wow.
So many.
Mine has been the slang that my daughter uses.
Yeah.
I'm like, I just can. When I worked at a high school, I was on Urban Dictionary all the time. I was like, I'm going to know what these kids are talking about. Now I'm like, I don't even care. I
feel like when I was in high school, there was so much slang that I was on, like, Urban Dictionary, because I was like, I don't even know what this means. And, like, my peers are using it.
Yeah, like, my daughter will text me, and she's like, oh, my God, because she has this English teacher, is a younger girl, I would say probably in her mid-20s, early to mid-20s. So she keeps a running, like, paper of all the words. So my daughter was like, and when she texts me, you'd think I have a son, because she calls me bruh all the time, like bruh or bro. And she's like, bruh, my English teacher just asked us what crackin' means. And I was like, you gonna tell
what
her?
What does it mean?
It means having sex. Like, I cracked this girl. Like, that's, yeah.
Ew.
I know, yeah, it's so gross. And I was like, did you guys tell her? And she was like, one of the football players did. And I was like, what did she say? And so she wrote people being intimate.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, that works. But yeah, so she'll text me. Yeah, we cracked, and yeah, it's very, and it was funny because when I said it, I said, "Oh my God, did you tell her?" And my daughter was like, "What? What do you mean? Did I tell you? Know what that means?" And I was like, "Yes, I do. I do know. I heard it on TikTok and Urban Dictionary, but I'm not telling her that. I just made it seem like I was like, I know
that you were cool. Just cool.
I'm just cool. Yeah, I'm not at all. But I have to know some stuff because she can't be talking with her friends and I don't know what it means. You know what I mean?
Like, it's like
if I hear you say, if I hear you say, I cracked we're gonna have to have a talk. You know what I mean? Like, so I need to know that stuff. But 6, 7 like is another thing that they do.
Yeah, I've been seeing that.
It doesn't mean anything. It's just 6, 7, and I hate it so much.
Yeah.
So she doesn't. My daughter won't do that. She doesn't do that. She doesn't like that. But she'll say other stuff. But it's pretty much bruh. She calls me bruh all the time.
Yeah, I mean that's been around for a while.
I know. I hate it with a passion.
Yeah, remember like when Bet, like everybody used to go Bet, and like Bet. Yeah, and like I feel like I'm a little like. I'm on the cusp of being too old for like the, you know.
Some girl did that for me at work.
The finger clap.
Yeah, she was like, "Oh, Jessica, I love your dress," and I was like, "Oh, thank you." I was like, "Thank you," and then I went back. I told my daughter, and she was like, "You didn't do it back to her, did you?" I said, "I almost did," and she goes, "You cannot do it back to her."
Wait, let me see you do it.
I like that.
You know what I love about the way you do it? Because I saw you do it a couple episodes, and no offense, you kind of do it a little slow instead of like. Fast.
I'd go. It's like a golf clap.
Literally.
I'm in my 40s. I got it. Well, the other one is like they do it like there's like two, and they mean different things.
I kind of like.
One is like clock it, and the other one is the clap. I don't know. Clock it.
I like this one. The middle finger to the thumb.
No, I like that. It's like a little Pac-Man. I love it. A little alligator. I don't know.
Well, so, you can't go like that, like curve the finger to get, clap.
Yeah,
That's funny.
So that's it. That's been my week. So yeah, my daughter hurt my boobs and talked about them, and now I'm gonna look into getting a lift and see what that's like. I'm
That's
not. I'm
funny.
just joking.
I
I'm
know,
just
I
gonna buy
know.
some. I'm gonna buy some push-up bras and call it a day. But it hurt. It hurt. I was like, how dare you? But
Yeah.
it's the
Rude.
part of getting older. I did it to my mom, so I guess it's just full circle.
Absolutely.
Circle rude. And you'll get it at some point. You'll get it. Your daughter will say something that'll hurt your feelings.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like sometimes my son does already. He's like, Mommy, he literally said this yesterday. Was it this morning or yesterday? I can't remember. He's like, you know what I love about you? And I was like, what? And he's like, even when you're not good at things, you still try. I was like, what am I not good at? And then, like, I forget what he said, but he was just like,
At least you try.
oh,
I mean, hey.
I think he said, I'm not good at like building marble runs, like, where they, like all the like tracks and they put the marble in, because I'm not like a creative, like engineering kind of person. My creativity stops there. Like, and I was like, thank you, but I try. And he was like, so I can only, and that's like out of a 5-year-old's mouth. So I can only imagine how that
When it
progresses
gets
over
older.
time.
Yeah. I saw this creator I follow, and her daughter, she just had a baby, and her daughter was like, Mommy, you have beautiful boobies. And the mom's like, oh, thanks. And then she's like, they're so long. Mom was like,
Oh my
get out of my
gosh.
room. I was like, oh, that's so embarrassing.
Yeah. All right. Anyway,
So yeah,
that was
so
funny though.
that was my catch up. So let's move on to daycare. I know when we picked this topic, I was like, oh, I don't think I'm going to have much to discuss about it. But I was thinking about it, and I do, because while I
I know you
didn't
do.
send my kids to daycare, with my first child, I ran an at-home daycare. So
Yeah.
I was the daycare. But my kids never went to, like, they didn't go to a daycare center. They didn't go to an
So they
at-home
didn't go to
daycare.
like school at all until kindergarten? Or did they do like preschool?
My younger one did the year before kindergarten. It was like a preschool, but she only got in because she had a speech issue. So it was like for kids with
Okay.
like speech stuff. So they took them, and it was it was a half a day. And so that was the only thing that she did. But my oldest daughter, she never went to daycare. It was like she strictly just went to kindergarten.
Okay.
Yeah, but honestly, it was because, and this is where I guess, parents have to figure stuff out. But when we did the math on when I worked, when I had my kids, I was working and my husband was working. And then we moved. And when we moved to South Carolina, and the pay wasn't great at what I would be able to do. So when we did the math, it was like we would be paying for maybe daycare for 2 kids and maybe bringing in like $200 a month. So that wasn't, to me, it wasn't worth it if I could just stay home.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Because of how expensive daycare was. So I stayed home, and then I worked at night when my husband was home. So we didn't have to do daycare. So that's why they never did it. It wasn't anything like I was against it. Oh my God, I would have loved to send my kids to daycare. One, it's great.
Yeah.
I think daycare's great. They're interacting with kids. They get to do like all of that kind of stuff. They're away from you. So there's like not a lot of attachment stuff going on. And
Yeah.
it also gets you ready for school. Because let me
And
tell
then-
you, the first day of school was rough for me.
Yeah.
For my oldest daughter, she was like, peace out. She got on the bus, waved at us, and she was gone. My youngest
Yeah.
daughter cried. I cried. It was rough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it was rough. And I was like, when those things happened, I was like, oh, I wish I put them in daycare. Because then they would be used to not being with me, and this wasn't hard.
Yeah. Yeah. So I feel like there's also a difference between like a daycare and a preschool, because when I think of daycare, I think of like a full-time parent like dropping their kid off at like 7, 8, 9 a.m. and like I'll see you at 4:30, 5:30, 6:30. I did not do that with my kids. Even when I was working, I did an at-home daycare, and he was only there from 9 to 1, and he slept because he was like literally 6 months to like 13 months or so. He was only there for 6 months or 9 months. And he slept most of the time because he was a baby.
Right.
But I was working, and that's all I could honestly afford, because it's really expensive. It's actually like more expensive at doing an at home, because it's basically like a nanny kind of deal. It's just like at their house.
Which is so funny, because when I did it and where I grew up, I worked for a lady who did a daycare. She was so much cheaper than, she was like $250 a week.
I want to say I paid $1,100 a month for her.
Huh.
And what does
Not
that come out
bad.
to for a week?
I don't know.
275,
Yeah, so
which isn't horrible, but
no.
yeah, it's so I did that because I needed to. I needed to work. And
Right.
then when I did have the opportunity to stay home with my son, I did. But he did start pre-K. He started in the twos because, as everybody knows, talk about all the time with his birthday being September 2nd, he misses the cutoff. So he started in the twos program even though he was turning 3. And we chose a private school that goes from 2 to 8th grade. They won't stay there past preschool, like the 2,
Right.
3, and 4, but they are like a legit school. They have PE, they have music class, they do Spanish 2 times a week, they do STEM now in the 4s, like in the pre-K, they do technology. So they're like, he's learning a lot.
That's good.
And it is only from like 8:30 to 1:30. So again, they're not all there. They have the option of after school program. Yeah, obviously it's more, but I don't need to. But I definitely see a positive like resolution or like a positive outcome for sending him there. And I do see that he is more comfortable like being with other people because yeah, at first like it was like he was pretty attached to me.
Right.
And I will say the first day of drop off, he went out the car and like didn't look back. And I was like, oh my God. You know, like he's just gone. And he was
Right.
happy about it. And he cried all day at school, the teacher said on his very first day. Like I have the funniest picture of like all the kids like, and he's in the corner like so sad, just like because he was crying all day because he just like missed us. But it's gotten so much better, and I'm like happy he eased him into all of these first days that he goes to. Even my daughter, like she also first day of school like, didn't even look back at me, and then she was sad all day. But at least it got. And now she's like, all right, I'm ready to go. Whoever gets her out of the car, she's like, look at my nails. Look, I have my purse. I'm all dressed up. With her, it was definitely harder. She only goes 2 days, but I needed to have her get used to being separated from me because she was super attached to me, like super duper attached to me because it was only just her and I always.
It's just you guys. Yep. I remember that
Just
one time
us.
when we went out to eat and you were like, oh, I have to take your son to the bathroom. And I was like, oh, okay. And she looked and I was like, oh, gosh, she's going to cry. She's going to cry. And then I talked to her and we were like BFFs, so she didn't cry. I was like, oh my God. I was so scared that she was going to flip out the minute you walked out of sight. And I was like, she's just going to the bathroom. She'll be right back.
Yeah. And you know what it is? Because my son was a COVID baby. He was born during COVID, like, well, the aftermath of it. And it was always like me and my husband and him. It was always the 3 of us. So it wasn't always just like just me.
Right.
And with my daughter, he was working again, like in the office more. And it was literally just me.
Yeah.
And that's like, I think it's good for socialization too, because they learn how to share. But there's so many pros and cons because I find the cons is like they get sick. Like we're in sick season. They get sick
but I'm going
all
to be
the time.
honest. I think even if they don't go to preschool, I mean, even if they aren't in daycare, the minute they go to school, they get sick. So it's like,
Yes.
But now that your children have been exposed, when they go to kindergarten, they won't get sick. Like my kids were sick all the time in kindergarten. I was like, oh my God, I have to keep them home again because they were sick because they weren't exposed to anybody's germs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I feel like it's better to do it earlier. I mean, not that they're learning like, like they're
Groundbreaking stuff over here.
Yeah, but I'd rather them miss preschool than real school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's true. It's just like such a shock, I guess. And because they're smaller, it's like harder to watch them be so sick. And like, especially at my daughter's age where she's kind of just like learning how to talk. And it's like what hurts. And sometimes it's accurate, sometimes it's not. So that's a little that's hard. Yeah. But I mean, I see, pros and cons, but like either way, like parents, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
And some people don't have a choice.
No.
Some people
That's what I
do
said.
not have a choice.
For us, we had a choice because when you looked at money that you were going to spend, is it worth it? And that's how we decided for me to be stay at home. But again, I worked at night, and I'm going to be honest, I didn't work at night because we needed money.
Yeah.
I worked at night because I needed to get the hell out of the house because I was
Yeah.
home with 2 children all day. You know what I mean? Like I needed adult interaction and stuff like that. But I think I loved it. And that's like when we moved to New Jersey, I picked up the part-time job. But I mean, I could do it, the hours that I got, I was able to do it while my husband was at work. So I did the nighttime shift, and it was just better. You know what I mean? I think I know everybody doesn't get this luxury, and I know for me it was a luxury, but I thought it was just so great to be able to stay home with my kids until they went to school.
I
You know what I
agree.
mean? And both of my kids until they went to school. I did not start working until, yeah, but my kids were in, I think, 3rd and 1st grade when
Yeah.
I became full time.
Yeah. No, it definitely is a luxury. And even though my kids go to a preschool, I mean, I don't even know if I would call it. My daughter's only there for like 8 hours a week, like, you know.
Yeah,
But,
and your son isn't there a full day either. He's
No,
starting
no,
at
no,
1:30. Like if you were
Yeah.
working, you wouldn't be able to do that. You know what I mean? You would have to
Exactly.
put him in the after school care.
Yeah.
And that's more
And I
money.
just,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. Like parents who put their kids in daycare. And I'm going to be honest, I used to judge. I used to be a big judger because I worked when I turned 16, I worked in a daycare and I worked there until I graduated high school. And we had some parents and I didn't understand because I was a kid, you know what I mean? But I didn't understand the parents who would bring their children at like 7 o'clock when it was drop off time, and they would pick their kids up at 6:30 when it was pickup time, and sometimes they would be late. And
Yeah.
I was like, "What is wrong with you?" But now I commute. You know what I mean? Like I understand that you have to drop your kid off at the butt crack of dawn, and depending on traffic, you're not getting there until after. We did have one mom who she was a lawyer, and I judged her hard. And I'm going to be honest, part of me to this day judges her hard because I'm like, maybe you just shouldn't have had children. Because her kids literally they were there at 7 o'clock. She would pick them up at 6:30, I think, 6 or 6:30 whenever we closed.
oh my gosh.
She was late a lot of the time. Like a lot of the time she was late. And she would bring her kids to a nighttime daycare center because she was a lawyer and she worked a lot of hours. And so she would, and
gosh.
I don't know what her husband did because I don't think I ever saw her husband, but I know he was in the picture and stuff.
Okay.
But they would go to nighttime daycare and like spend
That's
the night
crazy.
sometimes. And I was like, well, why did you have children if you, like I
Yeah.
get wanting a career and doing that stuff, but you have 2 kids that never and I mean, they were just the cutest little things in the whole wide world, but they were so bad. So bad.
Oh.
And it was like you couldn't blame them. They didn't have
Yeah.
you know what I mean? They went from daycare to daycare. So when were they spending time with their parents? You know what I mean? So yeah, that I felt bad for. But I don't know how people do it because daycare is super expensive.
Yeah.
And like when you look at places and like I don't know, for us when working in Maryland, home daycares were always cheaper than regular like daycare centers. So and I remember when we moved into our neighborhood in Maryland, we had 3 at-home daycare centers in the neighborhood. So we were like, I would say my brother and I, when my parents worked, we were able to be home alone kind of thing. But we always had those 3 people to go to should something happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But so I'm a fan of at-home daycares over daycare centers. And I also think that at-home daycares, kids don't get sick as much.
Yes, I agree. Like that's why we went that option as well when my son was 6 months old, because I wanted it to feel like more personable. Like I don't want him to like be a number. And that's like my biggest thing with when looking for school, like preschools for my kids, or how we were looking for the in-home daycare. It's like I don't want them to be numbers. Like they're their person, they're, you know, who they are. And I truly felt like, and ironically enough, is like I'm pretty sure I told you this, but we went on care.com, found this lady who did in-home daycare, and we were like telling her our situation of like how we need to drop them off this time because this is what our company is doing and this and that. She's like, yeah, no, I understand my husband too. That's how my husband's company is doing it. And we're like, yeah, this and that. And she's like, yeah, no, my husband's company is exactly the same actually. He works at this way. And we're like, that's where we work. And he's like, they're in this department. I go, that's the department we're in. And that he was just like on the IT side of stuff. But it's
Okay.
like, and they moved from New Jersey just like we did. And it was like meant to be. And I felt so
Right.
comfortable there.
Yep.
But
He
even
did
then, I
great
will
there
say,
too, right?
he did until the end because then there were two other little girls in there. And I feel like they were a little more difficult. And she would kind of flex his schedule to line up with theirs. But then he would come home like really miserable because he was off of his schedule. But
Right.
he was more easygoing, go with the flow. Like he could take like, an extra half an hour getting to sleep, but then he would sleep too late and he'd be cranky. But like I will say, like nonetheless, I had a great experience. She was great. And I really loved it. But yeah, there's just like, I really, the whole daycare situation like really makes me nervous. Just leaving your kid there that long and like other kids. And it's like, I don't know if the people working there are like okay to like, hey, don't hit. Are they really watching? And you hear those horror stories where like the,
Kids get abused and or
yes,
people aren't paying attention. And it's so funny. I think about that because like when I worked at a daycare, I was 16 years old. Now I've
yeah,
loved children my whole life, so like
yeah,
to me that wasn't like. But I'm thinking to myself like I knew some 16-year-olds that worked there, and I was like, I don't know that I'd trust you with my child. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like it was
yeah.
like I was different because I get in the sand and play with them and like do that kind of stuff, but not. But then I like think about it and I'm like, I mean, I don't know. I feel like 16-year-olds nowadays are different than because now they have their phones and
Depends.
stuff. We didn't have that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like we
that's
didn't have
true.
distractions like that. So it was like when we were with our kid, we were with the kids. We were with the kids. There were no phones. There was nothing like
Yeah.
that we could do. And but nowadays I feel like it's different. But I know around here because my daughter was looking to work at a daycare center, and she can't. They won't allow her to work there until she's 18.
Interesting.
Yeah, so none of the daycare centers around us allow before 18. So I was like, oh,
I
so
wonder if
they.
that's I wonder if that's like
But yeah,
they're seeing like more positive results in their employees
yeah.
because of that.
I don't know.
Curious.
Like I said, I mean, the one I worked at, it's a big one. They're actually still there. I took my kids there the other last time we were in Maryland. I was like, this is where mom worked, and my kids were like, oh, that's nice.
Right.
I was
That's when your
like,
boobs were up.
yeah, yeah. And there was nobody to show them to because I worked
Yeah.
with all women, and then dads were picking up their
Children.
kids, and nobody wants
Yeah.
that. Yeah. But yeah, and but I don't know. I think it's great. I loved daycares, and I do think that there are some where your kid is a number, but like I also think that there are some that do such just great stuff. And like I said, I'm a
Absolutely.
big proponent of at-home daycares. I have this one lady that lives in my mom's neighborhood. I actually worked with her for a long time at her at-home daycare. When I tell you, she had a curriculum. Her kids were all on the same schedule.
Yeah.
She cooked homemade food. Like it was like and when I say like food, it wasn't like chicken nuggets and french fries and stuff like that. Like she would make meals.
Yeah.
Like she would make breakfast, she would make lunch. Now that and she's still doing it. I don't think she should be doing it anymore because she needs a break, but she's still doing it. And she's like, the only thing that's changed now is I don't do breakfast like that. She goes, sometimes I'll get them bagels, but it's usually cereal. And I know. You heard the
Go
way I
ahead.
said it and rolled your eyes, but it's not
Yeah.
changing.
I didn't roll. I just like to the side. Bagels.
Bagels, but she's like, I give them cereal or toast or something. She's like, just because I can't. But yeah, so I always find the benefit in at-home daycare, but I think that regular
Wait,
daycares are
that's
great
like
too.
crazy that she's making them food.
Like when like she makes lunch, like
It doesn't even matter if it's like chicken nuggets. The fact that she's even doing it, unless she's like charging more for it.
she
Because
wasn't.
like
That's what
I
I'm saying.
had
She
a
charged 250.
oh, that's
And when
crazy.
I tell you that she wasn't like, I would look at her and be like, you realize that they are under 5. Like she's giving them like
But that's so good,
fancy
and they're not picky
cheeses and
eaters.
like all of that kind. Like they weren't. But the thing was, she didn't allow picky eaters.
Yeah, but that's
Like she didn't. That's why I was like, oh my god. Like when my brother was looking for daycare, I was like, you should go to her. And he was like, she lives too far away for us to drop off our daughter. And I was like, but she is like, she doesn't allow picky eaters. She had the 3-bite rule. You couldn't, she was like, you can't tell me you don't like it if you haven't taken 3 big bites of it.
yeah.
She didn't let the kids up until they finished their plate. Like she would give them just a little bit of food, and if they asked for more, she made them finish. Like she was, and like I said, we did a curriculum. All of the kids, her first group of children that like aged out, 2 of them skipped grades, like skipped skipped grades.
Yeah.
And then the rest of them were like in accelerated, because when they came out, like, she did science with them. She did, I mean, it was,
That's
we used to
awesome.
have so much fun. And I was like, if all at home daycares were like this, I was like, they would run regular daycares out of business. Now they have like Montessori schools and stuff like that. Like, my niece goes to a Montessori daycare.
I don't know much about that.
I don't know much about it either, but I do know that they supply food there too. And my niece is now eating a little bit more
That's
food
good.
because she's being exposed to more food.
Yeah, I will say in the in-home daycare too, like the other moms would bring, their kids lunch, and my son would like sometimes see them, and the lady would be like, "Oh, he showed interest in like this, so I gave him a little bite, and he really liked it." And I was like, "Oh, great! Like I'll get the recipe," and she would like share it with us, and like
See, that's so
it, it
good.
it really helped. And even like my daughter, she, as I talked to several times, she has her oral immunotherapy, and she needs to take like a bigger snack, and then she doesn't want to sit down and eat. But I figured out a way to kind of like give her something that it won't bother her stomach, the medicine, but still like not full enough so she'll eat dinner. But she was like going through this phase where like she didn't want to sit down and eat dinner with us, she just wanted to play. But now, since she's been going to preschool, and they sit,
They
and
have to
it's only
sit
two
down
days
and
a
eat.
week, they
Yeah.
sit down, they all eat and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been a lot easier. And also, when my son, I told you that he didn't have like goldfish until
Right.
he was in school. But also, like, I remember somebody brought in goldfish, and his teacher was like, "Oh, he didn't like the snack, feel free to send him with something else that he'll eat, so he's not hungry." Because how they do it is every day of the month, like, somebody's assigned a day, and you bring in snack for the whole class. So it's like, I don't know what your kid eats versus what
Right.
mine eats. So it's like sometimes they didn't like it. So she's like, feel free to bring him a snack that he likes. But she would have them try it. And
Right.
sometimes
Because you
she
have to
would be
try
like,
it.
hey, yeah, he really liked the snack today. And she'd share it with me, because that's the first time I'm like, I don't know,
Right.
like what's to give my kid, or what's like, I mean, I gave him like raw vegetables and fruits
Right.
and, things like that. But no offense, I'm not bringing that in for like 15 kids. Like,
No.
hell
Unless you go to
no.
Sam's Club and get like the slices, the already
Yeah, but
pre-sliced
even
apple
so.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, that's a little crazy, but no,
Or
it
some
really
cuties.
helped. I've done, oh my God, the
Cuties
cuties
are
are
the
like the
best.
go-to, but they need
They
like
are.
hearty snacks. I remember recently I did like the Archer meat sticks, a Baby Bell cheese, and was it something in crackers, like the
Mm-hmm.
Keebler crackers. And I sent that for snack because they're bigger now, like my
Right.
son's 5. And my husband looked at that bag. He's like, that's literally the most expensive snack I've ever seen. I was like, hey, because it's 16 kids now.
Yeah.
So it's like,
You gotta
I have
do
to
it,
send
yeah.
in a lot. But I mean, hopefully every other parent's doing that. But yeah, I just want them to eat well. But yeah, I mean, it's good, as you just like really need to, like, what's the word I'm looking for, scope out
Yeah.
scope
Oh
out
yeah.
like a
do your
good
do your
day,
homework.
do your
Do your homework.
research.
Do
Yeah,
your research.
because there are those ones that they do abuse their kids. They're not clean, things like that.
I would
And
say those are few and far between. That's not the
yes,
majority of them. That is the minority. But there are those, some
sure.
of those are out there, and you just want to make sure,
Yeah. But there's nothing wrong with, sending your kid to a daycare. I do low key, like, don't send your kid to a daycare, like, all day. So, like, I feel bad for the kids that have to deal with that. It's like, get a nanny. Keep them in their house. Keep them in their space, at least, a little
Nannies are
bit.
so expensive. Nannies
I
are
know, but
super expensive. I mean, it's worth it if you can afford it, but
yeah.
not a lot of people can afford it. Like, I remember being a
Yeah.
nanny in the early 2000s, and I think I made $20 an hour. So I can't imagine
Yeah.
what people are paying now for a nanny. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, and I mean, it was the most fun. I love it. I loved being a nanny. If I could go back and I wish I did an au pair, because I didn't know, like, now that I know that I had an au pair, I didn't know that Americans could go to different countries and be an au pair. I wish
Oh,
I
I
knew
didn't
that, because
either.
that would have been an awesome job back in the day.
Yeah. I didn't know that either.
Yes,
Yeah.
I just found that out. But yeah, I mean, like I said, not everybody can afford a nanny,
Yeah.
and some parents have to put their kids in all day because they work all day. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it sucks, but but you got to do what you got to do to raise your kids. So if you have to put them in daycare all day, you have to put them in daycare all day. If you don't
Yeah.
want to, don't do it.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely happy with my decision of keeping the kids home for like the first 2 years, basically, and then sending them part time to a preschool. I think that for my family, that worked out the best for us because we don't have any help here, so I really don't get a break, you know. So
Yeah.
it's been good, but yeah, no judgment, to those who have or have not used daycares or preschools or anything like that. But yeah, it's just a topic, as a lot of people also pregnant, I feel like, online,
Yes.
and it's a topic that you have to think about. You're gonna get, a lot of people do nanny shares, daycares, preschool, be a stay-at-home mom. There's so many different ways to
Yep.
care for your little one, and honestly, I think it's
As long as they're being cared for, that's the best. Doesn't matter how you
exactly,
do it. It's kind of like fed is best. As long as they're being
absolutely,
cared for, it's best.
absolutely good.
So, okay, so now let's jump into it. Start Dancing with the
Dun
Stars.
dun 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 dun. Yes. So what you think?
So, initial thoughts? I don't know. Part of it's because, so I liked it. The dances were okay. Like, I didn't think anybody was like, I mean, there were some that were like really good, but all in all, I thought it was like an okay night.
I liked
I think part of it is because I know no Wicked songs except for Popular and Defying Gravity. Those are the only two
really.
songs I know. Yeah. I've never seen Wicked. My daughter loves it. She's seen it she's at the Fox Theater, not Broadway, but it is Broadway.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
Broadway in
yeah.
Atlanta, she's seen it. She's watched the movie. She can't wait for the next part. And I won't watch it because it's in two parts, and I'm not doing that. I'll wait until it comes out and watch part one and two together. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I can see what it's about. But yeah, I only knew those two songs. So I think that was part of it. Because I don't know the songs, I can't like get into it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I thought it was okay. What about you?
Yeah. I mean, I know honestly, before the first movie came out, I knew nothing about Wicked. People were like, oh my God, it was my childhood, but no, like, I don't know anything about that.
Right, that's
I
hot. Yeah.
literally found out about it when Ariana Grande was becoming Glinda, and that was it. But I watched the movie. I really liked it. The songs were good, like Popular, What Is This Feeling? My kids love those songs. So I liked it. There are some parts where I will say, like, the one is sticking out to me and I have conflicting thoughts. So why don't we just jump into the people?
Okay, first, I just want to put in Derek's first look after his dance, and he was the judge in the first. He looked like a leprechaun in that green outfit, and I was like, "What is this?"
Oh my gosh. Wait, so I literally thought that, like, I was like, oh my God, is Derek not here? Because I didn't see him.
because he did the dance. Yeah, 'cause
Yeah,
he
and I was like, oh,
yeah.
okay. Yeah. By the
So
way,
I wrote that down. That was a note. He looks like a leprechaun.
do you know that Derek Huff is the one pro who's won the most mirror balls? He's won
Has
six
he?
times. 6 times, yeah.
I mean,
Everybody
he's a
else has
great
won
dancer.
like 2, 3. Very.
He's a great dancer. So that
Yeah.
no judge. Yeah, I just like I said, I wasn't a fan of the look, but okay.
Yeah, very funny though that he said that. So to start it off, Scott, he was first, right? Mm-hmm. I didn't love it. He moved really awkwardly, and spoiler alert, he was the one to be voted off.
Yes.
And seeing Andy's reaction to that is literally hilarious because every week he's just like, oh my God, I'm still freaking here.
I know.
Like,
I know part of me is like, I know he's like, Jesus, Mary and Joseph, why aren't they voting me off? Like,
he's like, I just want to go home.
Yeah.
And it was so funny because he's pretty down the list, but it was really cute because in his package, Emma was like, oh my God, you've lost so much weight. And he's like, thank you.
Yeah.
Like, it was so cute. But yeah, I think,
Did you see his TikTok?
no.
He has one, and I don't know if it's it's like I don't know who sings it, but it's like a rapper, and she's like, I'm back, and he like walks in, and he's got like a purse on his shoulder, and he's like every after every elimination, this is how I walk into the studio. I was rolling, and he's got like knee pad and like knee braces
Yes.
on and stuff. I was like, oh my God, he's so funny. But
He is so funny.
he really is.
He's been a joy to watch,
Yes.
actually.
Yeah, it's been a joy.
Yeah, but Scott, I didn't love it. He moved really awkwardly, and I was just like, I wasn't surprised that he was go home. And I said this last episode, I knew he was going to, I figured he was going to go home
it was either him
before.
or Andy, but I
had a
really
feeling it
like
was going to be
Riley.
him.
She's such a good
Yeah,
dancer.
she's
Like,
cute.
I even wrote that down. I was like, she's a great dancer because I stopped watching him and I was like, let me just watch her. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I was like, because she's, yeah. And a part of it, I feel bad for Scott because part of it is because he's so tall and lanky. Like, he
Yeah.
just looks, it's the same, I feel the same way with Dylan. They look awkward sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But
Like, it's like,
yeah. But
yeah.
Iman Shumpert won, and he was super tall. Like
Yeah, but
he made
Ahmad
it work.
Shepard looks coordinated. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
he knows what to do with his arms and legs at the same time. You know, because basketball,
Yeah.
you're dribbling and you're shooting. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like
Yeah.
they're not doing that.
Yeah, so I wasn't impressed. But next we had
Yeah.
Alex, and this was a song that I love, and I thought she did so good.
She did good.
Really good. I am surprised that she didn't get like at least 110, you know? And I'm if I'm not mistaken, Alex got an 8 from John M. Chu, and everybody else gave her 9. I was like,
Yeah. Well,
rude.
so can I tell you what my issue was? I loved the dance. I thought she did great. She killed it. They killed it. The background dancers threw it off for me. Like having
I
the background
understand that.
people, I didn't like that. I'm like, because then it was like I wasn't focusing on the dance. But I think that they did a great job. I definitely think she could have got a 10, at least one. I thought
Yeah.
she did that good that she should have got a 10. But and I did not like Carrie's comment to her.
Where it wasn't the most difficult dance,
But it was your
your
best dance.
We'll talk
But
about a
did you
backhanded
see?
comment.
Did you see her mom's face?
Oh, I'm
Like
gonna-
they panned to her mom, and her mom was like you could just see like, bitch, talk about my daughter
Yeah.
again, kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
I was like, uh oh. But yeah, so yeah, her mom. Yeah, I didn't like that. I don't like that. I don't like ugliness, and like I said,
Yeah.
we've talked about that.
Yeah, but she could have at least got 110. But understand if at least like all 9s would have been good. Robert, who was next, absolutely should have gotten a 10.
10.
Like 100%. How? Why? I
Well,
thought he did so good.
So he did do good, but I still think, and I struggle with the guys because I feel like they just whip the girl around, and I don't know that they're doing anything special. You know what I mean? Like Robert did good because he had a lot of footwork and you could see his feet, so that's how you
Yeah,
know
it was
he
jazz.
did good.
It was a jazz routine,
So
so
it
yeah.
wasn't bad, but I think that that's what it is. I think that when you watch the girls do it, I feel like girls just in general in dance work hard. I'm not saying that they work harder, but it looks like they're putting in more effort. You know, they're the ones
100%.
being spun, they're the ones up in the air, they're the ones hitting the ground and having to do their dances and stuff. Whereas the men, I feel like sometimes they just walk it in. Not that Robert did that, but I'm just saying, like, I just don't feel like the effort is as big. And so I
Yeah.
think that that's why. But I thought that they did a really good job.
He did
and
a
I
great
did like
job.
the little cameo of Jonathan Bailey in there because I think he's
Yeah.
I was like,
He is
"Woo."
so cute.
I was like, I put in my notes, Jonathan Bailey can get it, even though I know.
Yes, I didn't know that when I was watching the movie, and I was like, oh, this guy is, you know, and then I was like, oh, that's sad for me.
Yeah, my daughter
but
fell in love
whatever.
with him in Bridgerton because he's in Bridgerton, and she's
Yes.
like, oh my god, he's so cute, and then she's like, oh, he's gay, and I was like, well,
Yeah.
that's how it is. Most of the cute ones are, and she's like,
Yeah.
oh,
No, he's
and I was like, yeah,
beautiful.
he's adorable. Yes.
Yeah. No, he's
But
really good.
Robert did
I
good,
put
but
Ro-
again, the background dancers threw me off. Like I just
Yeah.
don't like it.
I feel like background dancers are a hit or miss because like you can it either shows how in sync they are and how like good they are because they're matching up with pros, or it shows like, oh, you messed up because the pros are doing it.
Yeah, I didn't notice that
professionally.
anybody messed up. I just
No, me either.
it just took me out of the watching them mindset.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But no, I thought he did great. He deserved 10. I put that's my winner. So,
Yeah, I know he is.
and speaking of 10s, Whitney got the first 10s of the season. But my favorite part about Whitney's routine is that we got to see Connor dressed up as Alphabet in the full.
Can I tell you, I put love Connor with his green. That's what I was so excited because at first I was like, what is that in the audience? And then when they showed him, I was like, I just love him so much. I would have
Listen,
given them a 10
Connor-
just for him. He's killing it
Connor
as
is
a
the
husband.
best. Literally,
He is.
I love watching Connor every week.
Yes.
Like,
because
I
he
love
loves
watching the
her
show every
so
week.
much.
Yes.
He loves her so much, and he's just her biggest fan. And oh my god, yes! So that I wrote it down. Connor with
But
his
you know
green.
what? I love that he's not like too shy or he just not embarrassed to do that. He's
Yeah,
like
no.
just.
He
I
just-
just love
He's
him.
just
Connor,
an out
we are your
loud
number
person.
one
I love him.
fans.
We
Love
are
it.
Connor fans. You need to clip this and tag him in it so that we can show
Absolutely.
him our love. And we love Whitney.
love
I love
you.
Whitney too, but I love
Yeah, I
Connor
love
more.
Whitney too.
So
I
can I tell you
think-
my one pet peeve?
Really quick, I think I like Whitney more because of Connor.
Yes, yes, yes. Because she picked
Yeah.
the right one, and he makes her better. I think.
Yes,
That's what it
absolutely.
is. Can I?
Yes.
So I'm going to tell you my pet peeve with the. I loved her outfit, but I'm not a fan of long skirts when you're doing the quick step because then I can't. I feel
agree.
like I can't see your feet, and I can't. So I
agree.
can't see what's going on. So I need
Yeah.
like if they're doing a quick step, I need them to have shorter skirts just so you could see like their feet.
Or at least I noticed in that, like, what was it, last week or the 2 weeks ago, where, and it was 2 weeks ago, when a lot of people did quick steps and they had like those jumper, like they had long pants. So at
Yes,
least you
I
can
know.
see when they're like separated. With a dress, it's really hard to see when your foot goes in and out.
Right.
Because you don't, it's just not as noticeable. But so I understand, like, yeah, for it to be shorter, but even just pants versus a dress, so you could see
Right.
which way the legs are going. But
Yep.
yeah, and also I thought this rendition of Popular was horrible. I hated
The
this.
music in general, I thought was trash. Like I was like, not the music, but I mean like the people singing it. I was like,
I liked.
There's
I
gotta
liked,
be better
Roberts.
singers.
No, I liked Roberts. Dancing
I don't
Through
know
Life, I
that I
thought
paid
was really
attention.
good. It
Okay.
sounded just like Jonathan Bailey singing. Honestly,
okay.
that one was fine. I didn't like Whitney's at all though. Like the other ones, I like obviously I knew that you could hear that it's a little different. I didn't think like Alex's was too bad though, but Whitney's was just so different from the movie. And
Yeah,
it's like you're bringing people in for Wicked Night to like get like they're excited for the songs, and then you
Right.
do a song that's like totally different. Like just
And
because
the
the
other
lyrics
thing
are the
is,
same.
you mean to tell me that you couldn't get like Kristen Chenoweth to come out and do that?
Chenoweth.
Or is it Chenoweth? I don't know what her name is.
Chenoweth.
Chenoweth. Okay, whatever. I don't like her, but but I know that she was the original. I'm like, you couldn't get her to do.
Or you
I don't
couldn't
know.
just-
I was just.
Well, my thing is, you had the guy who made the movie. Why couldn't you just have him sign the rights over to have them play the
Right.
song?
To play the song, yeah. I don't know.
He was
It's-
literally on the show. Yeah, but nonetheless, Whitney's was very, very good. She deserved the tens.
She did.
I enjoyed it. I just think, but I feel like it's not like a shocking anymore because it's like it's just expected of her. It's
Yeah,
like,
I know, and so it's bothering me because there's a lot of discourse online and people hate
Yeah.
her. And
I
I'm
don't
like,
hate her.
I
And
don't
I
hate her,
don't.
and I don't want her to go because people
Me
hate her.
either.
Like
Me either.
she is a good dancer. You guys voted
Yes.
for Zendaya. You guys voted for all these other people that were dancers.
Yeah,
now
Charlie
they're like some
D'Amelio
people
won
are
2
like
seasons ago.
yeah. Some people were like, and like her face. Do you see the way she? And I'm like, you could tell she was a theater kid. Like her, she's facially.
She's a
like even
performer,
when she,
yeah.
even when she does her TikToks for mom talk, her face is always going. So I feel like the hate isn't deserved.
Not at all.
And I don't want her to go because they hate her, because I feel like she's killing it every single night. And
No, listen, as much as we love Andy here, I don't want to watch every single dance
Yeah,
to
no.
be like Andy. It's like, I can't have it. You need to have good dancers on the show.
Right.
And like, she's one that I'm like, oh, I can't wait to see hers, like, and I know it's going to be good.
we
or
know
at
it's going to
least,
be good, right?
Or at least I know the choreography is good. Like, I know that, like, usually, like, Robert, I am excited because Whitney's a good choreographer.
Right,
Even
she
Riley,
is.
like, I'm excited. She's a good choreographer, too. Mark Ballas, you're excited. You like the pros,
Right.
So it's like, Mark Ballas is just, he's been there for so long and he's won so many times. And it's just like, you're just excited to see him as well. So, but I will say, I'm just like, I don't know. It's kind of falling flat. It's just like expected. Like I said, it was
Yeah.
still great, but it was just
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get it.
deserved.
Okay, Dylan
Dylan.
and Daniela.
I bet good. So I'm going to skip between this and Jordan's. I'm going to compare these two. So this was good. They did a rumba, right? Pretty sure.
Yeah.
And a rumba is like really like hard, but I feel like it's mostly the girl because I've watched now a couple seasons of Dancing with the Stars and it's like a lot of moving the girl around. So it kind of like Dylan did nothing, which like isn't, but he just did what he was supposed to do. So I think he got decent scores. I really don't remember. But then if you look
I
at
got
Jordan,
a 32.
oh yeah, and Danielle was like, that's good for a rumba because it is hard.
I didn't think it was very rumba-ish. Like, I was watching it and I was like, what are we rumba? Who's rumbaing?
Well,
Like,
well, do you know what a rumba? It's more like slow
it's
and
all
like
hip
this.
and like, yeah,
Yeah.
sway. I didn't think it. I don't know. I'm going to be honest. The longer we get into it, the great dancer I don't think he is.
No, he's definitely not a great dancer.
And
But
I don't see any improvement, and I just didn't think it was wonderful. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to be honest. I would have given them, I mean, I thought he was on par with, they gave him a 32. I think that
all
Andy could have
sevens.
got a 28. I think Andy could have got a 28. Like, he could have got on the level of Scott and Riley if they're given
Yeah.
Dylan. Because I think honestly, I think that Scott it was on par with Dylan.
Yeah. No, I definitely
You
think
know,
like Dylan is it's weird, but I will say when Jordan, she also did a rumba. And because I know that like I felt like Dylan just like didn't do a lot and Danielle was doing a lot of stuff.
right?
So I looked at when Jordan was going and doing it, she was doing so much, but I made sure I looked at Ezra and he was doing nothing too because
Right.
that's what a man's role
Yeah, but
is. So it's
I
like
understand that, but he's also the pro. You know what I mean? Like we're watching.
I
the
know, but
dancer.
that's
But
how
there we go.
rumba
That's what I'm
is.
talking about. Yeah. So
But then it's like
yeah.
not fair. So like what do we not give the man? Then maybe men shouldn't get rumbas.
Shouldn't get rumbas. Yeah, if you're just I get that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, it's like then I watched Jordan's and it's like she did so good, but I literally watched a professional who did everything he was supposed to do, and he did the same exact thing as
Right.
Dylan. So like we can't fault Dylan for doing what he did.
That's
It's
true.
just like
Yes.
not a man's dance kind of deal, you know. Andy, I thought was actually really good.
I
thought it
thought
was
he
good.
improved. I thought he
Yeah, he
improved.
did so
He
great.
did a lot more moving, and his
Yeah.
steps were in sync. So I thought he did. I really did think he did good. And he's
Yeah.
what I love about him is he's having so much fun. He doesn't
Yeah.
really care how he does. He just has fun doing it. And I was
Yeah.
like, that's so it's like you like to see that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think he obviously thought he was going to be eliminated like very early on, and he hasn't. And honestly, it's like at first I was like, yeah, he's got to go. But after seeing last night,
He's
I'm glad
improving.
I'm glad he's sticking around.
Yeah, me too, because he's learning. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like that's where I feel like Scott and Dylan haven't really improved. They're
Yeah.
just, you know what I mean? So I'm like, okay. I mean,
Yeah.
Andy, I'm not saying Andy's like this wonderful dancer, but every week he's getting better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He seems like he's trying.
Yeah.
Okay, Elaine and Alan, what did you think?
I have mixed thoughts. While I thought the beginning of the dance was really good, the whole ending with her not dancing,
Yes.
that was
I put
so
that
lame.
there. Yeah,
that was so lame.
I put Love Her, best song, but she did wonderful. However, too much at the end.
Yeah.
She should have been dancing. I do have to say that watching all of this, contemporary is my favorite dance.
Yeah.
Contemporary, hands down, is my favorite genre of this dance. I definitely thought that I thought she was better than Whitney and Robert, and I was disappointed that she got the same score as them because I honestly think that the dance part of her dance was the second best of it. I thought she was under Whitney.
I don't know. It just was like so hard for me because the ending was like just so off. But she did.
The ending was trash. Like
Yeah.
I understood why they did it, but the ending was trash. But I definitely thought she was better than Robert, and so I thought her score should have reflected that. But they didn't. So
Yeah. Who was next?
then we have Jen and Jan. I put Jen and Jan. Jen and Jan. I'm not gonna lie. I'm very worried about Jen.
Me too.
I'm worried about her mental well-being.
Yes, I agree.
Two reasons. One, I don't think that her and Whitney should have been on the same season.
I 100% agree.
I don't think they should have been on the same season. I feel bad that she stuck with Jan.
Yeah.
I don't feel that Jan.
It's
I
being a
think
good
honestly, I think she
choreographer
would
for
have
her.
for her. I think she would have done better with Ezra.
Yeah, for sure.
I think she would have been because I feel like Jan doesn't seem to have a personality, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and Jen has like this great big personality. And
She
she's a
seems
lot
very
of fun and she's
quiet on the
bubbly.
show. Do you agree?
So I'm going to tell you my thoughts. I don't.
You
I
have a
have
theory?
no proof of
Conspiracy
these thoughts.
theory?
I have theories.
Okay.
And I don't know.
Okay.
There's no proof of these theories. It's just from us watching Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Like my theory. I have two theories. One, I'm worried about her because she just had that baby like 9 weeks ago. and she had all that depression at the beginning. I'm worried that if she doesn't do well, she already feels like she's not doing well. She doesn't seem, I'm going to be honest, the judges don't seem to very much like her. I don't know why, but they don't. Because I don't think she's ever done bad.
Yeah.
Like, she's had a couple times where she, like, maybe one time that she was, like, off, but I don't think her dances have been bad.
No, she's doing what she has to do, what she's supposed to do.
And she looks like she's having fun when she's out there. She's trying her hardest, and I don't feel her scores reflect that, so I'm worried that she might go into depression.
Get discouraged.
Yeah, and then that postpartum might hit. I also feel that she's not pushing herself with Jan because I think she's afraid of her husband.
Like getting really close to him.
Yeah, like even like Whitney seems like she is. I'm not saying that nobody looks like they're having affairs or anything like that, but Whitney seems 100% comfortable with Mark. Like they joke around, they have fun, they like, you know what I mean? It seems very awkward, Jan and Jen. I think I'm going to be honest, I think Zach has something to do with it.
I felt like Alex and Val were kind of like that in the beginning of the
season.
season.
I don't think they
were
like
a little
each other.
Awkward.
I'm going to be honest, I don't think he likes her. I
feel like now I'm seeing more of like the chemistry between them. But in the beginning, I was like, he hates her or something. Or it's just like so awkward.
But Jan doesn't seem like he hates Jen. I think
he's
Jen
just
is scared
awkward.
to get. No, I think she's scared to get close. Yes, I think that whole. I think because Zach said at the beginning she better not. She's not going to be best friends with her dancer partner or something like that. Yeah, he made some comment about it, about like, you know, and you know how he is, you know.
Yeah.
And I just feel like those two are things, but I'm really just worried about her because she's trying her hardest and she's getting discouraged. And
I'm
rough.
like getting discouraged for her because I could only imagine, like, first of all, she was the first person to be on that. She was the person, she was going to be the star. Like, she was told first, you know?
Right.
And then to have Whitney come on. And I think, like, does Whitney deserve to be there? Yes. Maybe not this season, though. Like, maybe next season, or, like, Jen could have done next season since she's postpartum. But, yeah, it's, like, really sucks when you're getting, like, average scores and then like Whitney gets a 10, you know, and it's like you're being compared because you're in the same friend group and you came from the same, you're off the same TV show, and it's just like,
know that they like each other, because like I don't know if you saw it, but when Whitney came out, was it Whitney? I don't remember if it when Whitney finished, she gave Elaine a big hug and Jen was sitting right there, but she didn't.
Elaine
Elaine kind of leaned in, but it was just like, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know that they're exciting. Like that they're together.
Yeah, I don't know. I felt like at the beginning of this, or maybe like Jen kind of pushed away because she's like, this is like hard for me to like see.
And we can't be friends right now. You know, it's one of those things. Yeah. So but I really thought that, I think that it's part of it's Jan is not a great choreographer because she's a good dancer. But I also thought, again, got the same score. I thought she was better than Dylan. Like, I thought she was, like, she performed better than Dylan. I think. Dance-wise.
You know what? Those two are on the same playing field. And it's just for different reasons. Like, Dylan's there because he's just an average dancer, and then Jen is there because she has an average choreographer. You know? Because I do feel like Scott was, like, not as good as Dylan in some certain ways. But, like, Dylan and Jen are definitely on the same playing field, I would say. Those two. Yeah. Like I said, she does well, and like afterwards I'm like, yeah, she did really well, and then her scores don't reflect it, and then we do this recap and I'm like, I don't remember the dance, you know. So it's like, that's true. But there are some dances I remember and she still got trashed, you know what I mean? There was that one, was it TikTok night?
Night,
the Jasmine when she was the genie, that one was really good too. I liked that one.
She got low scores.
She got low scores on that one too.
So okay, I'm gonna tell you this, Danielle and Pasha, what did you think?
It was good. I like the Argentine tango. I think it's just very strong. But yeah, I mean, I think one of them said, like, Derek, it's very like classic Argentine tango, and we saw a different side of Danielle. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't a Whitney dance or a Robert dance for me.
Right. So I didn't think she was all that great. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't think she performed great. I definitely thought she should have been scored. She should not have scored higher than Alex and Val. She got a 36 and they got a 35.
Yeah.
And I thought Alex and Val were better than hers. And I was like, what's happening? I thought there were too many lifts. Like, she was just in the air too long. I was like, okay, she's not dancing. You know what I mean? It was like lifts and she's on the ground and she's spinning. And so I just didn't think that she was better than them. To be honest, there's nothing about her that excites me. Like, I don't think she's done anything memorable.
Yeah, I agree.
Except for having Mr. Feeney out there.
I didn't even like that dance that much. I like the Jungle Book
I didn't like
one.
the dance. I said.
Oh yeah,
because
the Jungle Book one was.
Yeah, that wasn't bad.
The Jungle Book one was good.
Yeah, but
yeah, I'm kind of like. It's
she can
good.
Go. It's kind
of how Jen. Yeah, it's kind of like the Jen thing. It's like afterwards, I'm like, oh, that was good, and then but the scores are, I guess, not like Jen's, and then afterwards, I'm like, yeah, I don't really remember. The only ones that I took away from this dance are. And I know who's next? Jordan
and Ezra. They're the last
Yeah,
ones.
and I know hers were really good too, but that didn't even stick with me as much as like Robert, Alex, Whitney, and Elaine's.
See, I thought Jordan, after I saw, because I put Elaine was my second of the night.
But Elaine stuck with me for not the great reason, you know? Yeah,
but after I saw Jordan, I thought she was the second best of the night. So I like that her and Whitney got the same score because I felt that they were both. Jordan killed it this one.
She did.
I think the one with her dad was nice and cute and stuff, but it wasn't like memorable, but she killed it. She killed it for this night. And
what did she do in Argentine Tango as well?
I have no idea. I didn't write down what they
forgot.
did.
I forgot.
I didn't write down.
But no, hers was very good as well.
Yep. So that was it. So who do you think's going home next week? I guess we don't know.
I would say either Andy or even Dylan.
I thought you said sometimes they put people in the 3 to like throw you off.
Yeah, they do. Well, because he was in the bottom.
Yeah.
I didn't even really think of that. I would say if it's not Andy, Dylan or Jen.
Yeah.
And it makes me really sad if Jen goes home because like I love seeing her.
But
now I'm like, do we just send her home? Like, go back to your baby, live your life, like do postpartum normally. It's like so hard. It's just, you know what? It wouldn't even be that bad. Let's say she was with Jan. This was like the judges don't like her and she were to go home. I don't think it would hit as hard as it would now with Whitney being on this season. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because then she'd be like, it was such a great experience, blah, 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 it was fun.
And it's like, it's probably not the best experience because everybody's comparing them.
Right. So, yeah, I feel bad for her, but...
Yeah, you know how we are. We are justice for Jen over here.
We love Jen.
So, we love Jen.
We love Jen. And the funny thing is, so my daughter, she'll pop her head in every time I'm watching him. She pops her head in so she can see Robert. She loves Robert. She was like, she is so pretty. And she has the best smile. Like, she just smiles all the time, and she seems so happy. And I was like, yeah, but the judges don't like her that much. She's like, why? I don't understand why. She seems like a good person. And I was like, she really is.
She is. She's so cute. She's so pretty.
Is. She's like so the cutest thing. Like, I just love her so much. And the fact that she was in the commercial with Ben Affleck is probably my favorite thing in the whole wide world.
Yeah.
So I'm so jealous. But yeah, justice for Jen because I love her. I want Whitney to win, but justice for Jen.
Yeah. I want Robert or Alex to win.
You do.
Yeah. But I feel like, I wouldn't have a problem with Whitney either. But I think if I had to choose...
It would be Robert. Really... I wouldn't want Alex to win. I don't want Alex to win her. But
I'm
really pretty sure
Robert
wins. I want Robert to win. If
Robert or
Whitney can't... If Whitney can't win, I want Whitney to win. But if Whitney can't win, I would like Robert. And if Robert can't win and Whitney can't win, then I would go with Elaine.
Yeah, I'm on board.
Because she's killing it, and what did she say? She was 54 with her broken foot. I was like, you go, girl.
Like her hip. She got hit by a car. She's injured.
Yeah, but she has that plate in her foot, and she said she can't feel it, so she doesn't know when she's moving it or not. I was like, oh, that's creepy.
She's 54, injured, and doing this.
So let me tell you, if she won, I wouldn't be mad either. Either way. Robert, Whitney, or Elaine, I would do it.
I think
maybe even Jordan could go. I wouldn't be mad if Jordan won.
Jordan won?
If she won.
Jordan's not going to win.
She's not, but I'm just saying it wouldn't bother me. It would bother me if Dylan won.
He's not going to win, I don't think.
I think if Andy won.
So there is one season where I forget what number it was, but there was like one guy who was like Andy, couldn't dance, and because he had such like a loyal following, it was a
Well, that was Bobby Bones. Bobby Bones.
and
Yes.
he won. And everybody's like, please do not make this another Bobby Bones
Well,
season.
my thing is, if Andy keeps getting better, honestly, that he probably, if you think about like, this is my first year watching Dancing with the Stars, so I've never seen it before, so I don't know. But I would assume that Dancing with the Stars is you take somebody who can't dance and you get them to dance. So if he really excels every night and like gets better every week, technically, you know what I mean? Technically, he should win because that's what you're looking for, somebody who sucked to getting there. But I want Whitney, Robert, or Elaine to win.
Yeah. No, I think the final two will definitely be Whitney and Robert. I think that Robert will win though, because everybody is so against Whitney right now, like the show's dance experience and this and that. And that's kind of how it was with JoJo Siwa, because she was the runner, she was a runner-up, and everybody thought like she's gonna win, but she didn't. But then again, Charlie D'Amelio did win, so who's the dancer?
Well,
so
and
no,
then
it's really
the other thing that I think isn't fair is I get that you're a dancer. I danced for 3 years in high school. If I went and killed it on the ballroom dance, it's not because I danced for 3 years in high school.
No,
you know what I mean? Like ballroom dancing and I wasn't even a great dancer in high school. So, but ballroom dancing and doing jazz or ballet or they're different things, and you move differently. Just because you know how to dance doesn't mean that you're going to be a good ballroom dancer. You know what I mean? Like it's all different.
I don't think it should be held against her whatsoever. I mean, that's the point of the show, is we want to see good dances, and like every star is not going to be a good dancer. So we want to be entertained. Like, how boring would it be if, like I said, we saw all Andys every night, and then like, you know, like, and then we did have like a Robert. We would be like, okay, get on with it. We know Robert's winning. So it's like, you need the entertainment. And that's not like what she does. Like, I can see the issue with like Charlie D'Amelio and JoJo Siwa, because like their career is dance. Like Whitney's career is on dance. It's like social media, and I know she dances on TikTok, but that doesn't count, you know. But
I could dance on TikTok. Me and you have danced on TikTok, and we're not.
We have not, but
no, but we've done TikTok dances. Oh yeah, we did. What I mean, like we did our little. Yeah, we did. Yeah, and but that's we're not dancers because of that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
exactly.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, it would be Robert, Whitney, and Elaine. They're my three winners.
I agree with that. I mean, my last one is still Alex, but you know, I'll those three. But yeah, I'm excited for next week, and we will. I don't know the theme, but I'm trying to think. Nope, not coming to me. So I don't know the theme for next week, but I'm excited and curious who's gonna go home. Let's see if Andy survives another week.
Part of me wants him to survive. Like, part of me does, but then part of me thinks he doesn't want to survive.
I know. I'm like, does he want to stay? You know?
Are you good? Because if you're not, blink a couple times, then we won't root for you.
Yeah. There is like low-key conspiracy theories that Scott like kind of wanted to leave because his group
Pentatonics is supposed to be touring starting on December 8th. So I mean, technically he could have stayed a couple more weeks.
Yeah. I don't know.
And he's going to be a dad, so maybe it was just, you know.
It worked out for him.
Yeah.
I don't know. But do you have anything going on this weekend? Weekend?
I don't think I do. My weekends have been pretty boring. I have to go to the chiropractor because my neck has been killing me and it's been causing headaches. And last Sunday I had the worst migraine but I'm scared to go to the chiropractor because of my tailbone.
Yeah, so true.
Because it's cracked, so I don't want to do that. I asked my physical therapist if I could do, I was like, if they just focus here, I was like, because I'm getting headaches and they're like, sometimes they're debilitating. Like I'm in bed all day because they hurt so bad. So I was like, what if I just go and they just adjust my neck? And she was like, as long as they just adjust your neck and don't touch your back, I'm okay with it. And I said, okay. So I might do that. That might be the only thing. Go to the chiropractor and get my neck done.
Oh, I'm a little scared for you, but hopefully
I'm scared too. I'm scared too, which is why I haven't done it. But it's Alyssa, my head was on Sunday. I woke up and I know it rained on Sunday morning, and that could have been it too. But my head was pounding, and I just couldn't shake the headache.
I know that
And
really
it just comes
sucks.
in waves, and it's like all like I feel it. It's all in here, like it's
Yeah.
just right there. And I'm like, if you could just a little adjustment,
Yeah.
knock it back in, and then I could be good to go. But I'm scared. I'm scared.
Yeah.
But it's been a
I'm
month since I fell, so I feel like I
That's
should be
crazy.
getting better. Yeah,
Yeah.
I should be
Yeah, that's
getting better.
crazy.
But yeah,
I
what
feel like it
about you?
just
You got
happened.
anything? I know.
What do I have? So tomorrow we so our little like HOA, like our community subdivision, whatever you want to call it, we started last year doing this thing called like the haunting after Halloween, and we did like a movie night with the whole neighborhood. We can do it the day after Halloween this year, so we're doing it tomorrow. So we're gonna do movie night. We're watching Coco, which is like my favorite
Never
Disney
seen
movie. Oh, it's so good. It makes me cry every time.
have to watch it.
It's so cute. So we're doing that, and then Saturday, my son has soccer, and I think I'm going to take my daughter to the zoo to go trick or treating because we couldn't
The
go
Boo
last
at the
weekend
zoo.
because she was sick and she was like not able to like breathe correctly. So now I think I'm going
Right.
to take her to do that. And then they have a couple trunk or treats Saturday, so I might do that with my son
Good.
too, so we could do that. And then Sunday we have a birthday party, and I think our friend's gonna come over for dinner. We're gonna go over there. I'm not sure yet. So we kind of have a busy
So
weekend.
you have a busy weekend.
Yeah,
Well, that'll be nice. I mean, I think
yeah.
it's nice. I miss having busy weekends, but then I really don't sometimes.
It depends. It's like I'm okay with this weekend being like a busy weekend because remember that weekend I was supposed to go to Myrtle Beach, and like as much as I did, I like needed a weekend because it was like nonstop weekend after weekend. We were busy,
Right.
and we just like needed a weekend to do nothing. And this past weekend too, I really wanted to go to Apple Fest, and my husband was like, I just really want to like chill, and I was like, all right. And we didn't, and it was nice, and my daughter wasn't feeling well anyway, so it kind of
Right.
just
So you just kind of hung out.
it was fine. Yeah, so now it's they both are like so into Halloween. Oh, we got our first Boo basket
I
from
saw
my
the
mom's.
pictures. I
Yes, so
saw
my
it.
mom's club was like, if anybody wants to participate, like fill out this form, and we all got like assigned a family or kids, whatever. And so like I put my Boo basket together for my family that I got. I haven't dropped it off yet because they're actually on vacation. There's like candy and chocolate in there, so I'm like, it's getting warm in the afternoon. I was like, I don't want
Right, yeah, you don't want
their
it to
chocolate
melt.
to melt. So I
Yeah.
haven't dropped it off yet. I'm hoping I can like creep on her social media to see when she's home and I can go drop it off. But they got it. They were so excited, and they honestly just like love Halloween stuff. So they got a bunch of like things to do, crafts, and they were really, really into it and really excited. It was like, and truly, I didn't even know I have a Ring doorbell, so like I was like, I know when they're gonna come, like because I'm gonna
Right.
see. And I guess like I missed the notification on my watch, whatever. I didn't even know. My son opened the door. I forget why. We told him to, and he was like, oh, there's a thing here, and he like brought it in, and he showed that he was so excited. It was so cute. And it was actually on Monday when they were both homesick from school, so it was like perfect timing and really brightened up their day after being like sick all day and like kind of having a boring day.
Right.
And it was like really nice. We're gonna do some Halloween stuff, go to trunk or treats and whatnot, and get the
I heard
most
you say go to church. I was like,
oh no,
okay,
trunk
that's
or treats.
interesting. I think that's what I miss. I think like my kids being older and not around. My weekends aren't fun because I can't do trunk or
Yeah.
treat with my 16-year-old. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's so
I
yeah.
know.
I miss like the little stuff, like doing that kind of stuff. Even if like I was like, put on some pants, we're gonna go apple picking. My daughter would complain
Yeah.
the whole time. She would want no part of
Yeah.
it, and it wouldn't be fun. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Exactly. No, and I know we'll
yeah.
get there one day, so I'm just trying to make the most of
You
it.
just enjoy it now. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
that's
really
nice.
sad that like we don't know anybody doing a Halloween party like for you and I, because I feel like I came up with a really good
You
Halloween
did.
costume for us, and I won't share it because just in case we do, or maybe we'll do
Just
it
in
next
case
year.
we
I don't
find
know.
somebody.
Find somebody, or we do it next year. But I don't know.
I
Maybe
know.
we could find
I don't know
somebody.
anybody. Maybe we just look and see who's having parties, like the Battery or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do we like go to the Battery? But then we need to really like figure out our costumes then or something.
Yeah, we would need to do.
Halloween's a Friday too, so maybe they're doing
is.
something like that Saturday.
Maybe.
Maybe
I'll have to look into that.
we should.
Yeah, because that would be fun. Even if it's
Yeah.
just like a bar somewhere.
Yeah, we can ask our friends. Maybe we can, the ones we were supposed to hang out with, maybe because they're close to the Battery. We could find people. But yeah, I kind of hope we find something because I would really like
'cause that would be
to
fun.
dress up.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. And it's so funny because on Thursday, and it sucks, I won't be able to participate. Not that I don't think we've picked anything, but they're doing like a big Halloween like costume party at work.
Yeah.
And I sent something out to the team, and I was like, "Do you guys want to do a team?" And one person responded back with like Disney princesses and stuff. And I was like, I would do that. However, now I do physical therapy on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so I will not be there on Thursday to do it. Well, I mean, I'll be there in the morning, but I won't be there in the afternoon. So
Yeah.
I was like, and I'm not with you. Like, I would rather
Yeah.
just do my twin with you, and that would be
Yeah.
the fun thing. But
I
you're not
know.
here to do it with.
We got it. We have to go out. We have to.
We do.
We got to figure this out.
We'll have to look it up
Okay.
and see, because that could be so much fun.
All right. Well, that's all I got going on. Meanwhile, I just like told you like a million things I'm doing this weekend.
I know, right? You're like, that's all. That's all.
That's all. Well, that is our episode. That's all of our episode. And we will talk to you next time.
Okay, bye.